Oh, hail a beat, it's your boy Big Beard B, and we back for another edition of Big Beard Business. For those of you who are new here, I'm B, and on this channel we help you improve your confidence by way of compliments using the wonderful world of fragrance. If this is your second video or more, I ask that you hit the subscribe button because you come back to rock with your boy. In today's video, we have a seasonal classic, a seasonal favorite, and a video that I'm super excited to bring to you. And that video is my top 10 spring designer fragrances for the year of 2021. Listen, this year's a bit different. It's coming back, baby. A lot of cities out there are reducing restrictions, which means there are going to be more parties, more gatherings, etc. for you to go out there and smell your best. A lot of day parties I see right now on my Instagram. I'm scrolling through. Obviously, we just had the NBA All-Star weekend going crazy, and people were out there rocking fragrances like champs. At least I hope they were. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and get down to Big Beard business. The first fragrance on our list today of spring fragrances that I will be rocking on the designer side of the house is one I haven't talked about much, but I enjoy the line for sure. Now, this fragrance is a little more difficult to find in retailers, so you'll have to find this thing online in most cases, but the fragrance smells that great, and I'll tell you to blind buy it if you can. The fragrance comes from the house of PRADA, and this one is PRADA Luna Rossa Eau Sport, not to be confused with PRADA Luna Rossa Sport in the red bottle. This one is in the white bottle with the red stripe. Now, this fragrance is really fresh, uplifting, vibrant, invigorating, and it's really based upon 6 fragrance notes, and with that you get something that's timeless, classic, and sophisticated while still being a standout spring fragrance. The 6 notes this fragrance is really centered around are going to be citron, bergamot, ambergris, cedarwood, ginger, and lavender. Standout scent, in my personal opinion, one I'm going to be rocking, and I hope you do as well. The next fragrance on today's list is one that was sure to find its way here if you know anything about me and this channel. This fragrance is a staple in my collection, and it's cheap, and it's great for spring wear, and this one is Burberry Touch. This one is woody, aromatic musk. That is what you need. This one has this woody undertone. It has this powdery feel to it as well, and this one to me is super clean. Great for fresh out of the shower, chilling around the neighborhood, days out, just walking, casual wear. This one is going to be one you can really just grab, spray on, and be done. Set it and forget it. Burberry Touch is going strong still in 2021. At least to me it is. Next up on my list is a fragrance or a set of fragrances that I will rock. Personally, I'm going to lean more towards one than the other, but I think simply for the fact that I don't have a ton of this one, I have to go back and forth between these 2 bottles. The fragrance that I'm talking about is a fragrance that I have to get reacquainted with because it's been a while since I've actually worn this fragrance, and it comes from Paco Rabanne, and the fragrance is INVICTUS AQUA. Now, this is the 2016 version, but I do have the 2018 as well. And as all of you out there know, at least most of you know, the 2016 has been discontinued, and they replaced it with this one. Now, this one's nothing too crazy about it. It's nothing too special, but it does smell good. And that's what I'm looking for this spring, is to kind of re-fall in love with this fragrance here, and then because of that I have to go to this one. Now, if you only have this one as a choice, which is the 2018, I think you're fine. All right, I think you are good to go here. If you have never smelled this one, then you're not missing anything all in all. I think that both of these fragrances are good for what they provide and definitely stand out for the spring wear. So I'm rocking this thing here because I have it, but this one, 2018, is going to get more of the love. Now, since I started talking about this next fragrance in 2020, I did mention that to me this is the best within the line and one of the fragrances that I would wear all year round, and I think that this one is better suited for the spring when it comes down to the fragrances within this lineup. And this fragrance is from Armani, and this one is Armani Stronger With You Freeze. Now, I've talked about this one a ton of times, and this is one of those fragrances that I enjoy. This one is light enough to wear in the spring and summer, but it also has that warmth that you would would want within a cozy feeling fragrance, and then that sweetness there as well. Now the sweetness is toned back a bit from what you would experience in Stronger With You and Stronger With You Intensely, and even with Stronger With You Leather. I think that this one is still toned back a bit in terms of the sweetness, but nonetheless, this is a fragrance that I enjoy and the one that I'm definitely going to be rocking this spring. Let me know if you rock with this fragrance like I rock with it. Will you be wearing this one, or is it on your pickup list? Have you not had the opportunity to get around to it yet? Strong With You Freeze, again, great formulation of that original DNA, set up for the spring and summer in my personal opinion. I'm gonna rock it like a champ. Hopefully you will too. Armani, Stronger With You. Now, when I think about this next company and what they provide, they do masterful fragrances in my humble opinion. And this fragrance here is bringing me back vibes of when I was down in Florida. When I first got this fragrance within the collection, I released a spring video and talked about this fragrance, and therefore it's going to be talked about again today. And it's so many things on this fragrance that remind me of parts of my life that it just has to be here. This fragrance comes from MAISON Margiela, and this one is Under the Lemon Tree. Now, Under the Lemon Tree comes from that replica series, and this one is supposed to replicate Palermo 1987. All right, I'm an 80s baby, and I also own a home on a street named Palermo. So that is cool too. So Under the Lemon Tree, man, this one is a unisex fragrance that is great for spring and summer. It's a light scent nonetheless though, so you can go a little heavier on the sprays there and be okay with it, but has this citrusy feel as you would expect with a name like Under the Lemon Tree. It's fresh, it's zesty, but not overpowering in zest, which a lot of fragrances can have when it comes down to that more so summer aspect of it. But I think that this one here is really nice. One of the standouts from the house in my personal opinion, and definitely one of the top tier fragrances when this one was released, I believe back in either 2018 or 2019, one of the two, but definitely a standout for sure. Margiela's Under the Lemon Tree. Although I really enjoy what Under the Lemon Tree does, I'm super intrigued by this next fragrance. As I've mentioned in the past, this one does something different with citrus, and it still has that citrusy feel, has a sweet aspect to it, but it's also super classy in my opinion. This one comes from Valentino, and this one is Valentino UOMO AQUA. Now, like some of the fragrances that we talked about on here today, like PRADA, Luna Rosa, Eau Sport, this one is not going to be easily found within a store, all right? But you can find this one online if you are looking for a fragrance that not everyone has in their collection or may be a little bit more difficult to find. This is one that you can grab. Valentino UOMO AQUA has that classic feel more towards the dry down, but in the top here, just like PRADA, Luna Rosa, Eau Sport, you have that citron there. There's also these green aspects here that has this tomato within the top here too, a note that you don't find in a lot of designer fragrances. It's there for sure. Within this fragrance, you'll also get notes like vanilla, you'll also get Haitian vetiver, you'll get some musk in this thing here, and as I already mentioned, there's that tomato aspect here. There's some clary sage. All in all, a wonderful scent. And one of the drawbacks on this fragrance that I've seen time and time again from the actual like comments, although I don't experience it with this fragrance, but I think it's fair enough to mention, is that some people talk about the performance on this one not stacking up. If you have experienced poor performance on this one, let me know. But to me, I think this one will last. I get good performance out of this. Boom. Standard presentation as you would expect with a lot of the Valentino fragrances when it comes to that UOMO line. And there is a new one out, however, they do not have it here where I reside yet. I've been to the store. They say they'll let me know when it comes in, but listen, man, I'm struggling in 2021 to try to find new fragrances because they're just not arriving where I am. All right, so Valentino UOMO AQUA. Now we are down to the final 3 fragrances, and this next one is one that I've raved about in 2020. Let's not say raved. I've talked about it on a few occasions, and this one comes from YSL, and this one is YSL YO Fresh. Now, YO Fresh is a 2020 release, and it takes on some of that original play and gives it a slightly less synthetic feel. Now, as many of you out there know, if you smell the original fragrance or any other flankers within this lineup, you're gonna get something that is synthetic. And this one is fresh, a lot fresher than what you would get in the original. original, the EDP, the Why I Live, the Intensely. But this one here is probably the freshest in my personal opinion. But along with that, you still get that synthetic feel. Slightly less synthetic than the others, but synthetic nonetheless. I think you could dress YO Fresh up, but it would be hard pressed for it to really come off well in a business case. For me, this one is going to be ideal for days out and about, casual wear. You can rock this one like a boss, feel like a champ rocking that one. That's my personal opinion on that one. YO Fresh from YSL. And since we're talking about the house of YSL, that allows us to transition right into the next fragrance. And this one also obviously comes from YSL. And this one is Lil Homie or YSL L'Homme Ultime. Okay, the ultimate version of YSL. This one here to me is a wonderful fragrance for spring and summer. When I think about a fragrance that is going to be sophisticated, right, one that you can wear to the office, you can wear this one on a casual situation, you can rock this one here. Now, this is another one that will may be a little more difficult to find within a big box retailer today. However, this one is still alive and well in discounters out there, and I'll leave some places down below if you're looking to check this thing out, because this one is just a solid scent all around. Your main notes here are going to be grapefruit, rose, cedarwood. That comes together in something that is super nice. When you think of some of those rose fragrances that would work in the spring, if you cannot come across this one of those fragrances you might look at is something like this here, man. Moschino Toy Boy is another fragrance that you can rock for the spring and be okay with that rose note and find it to be a little bit different. And that's what I enjoy about these two fragrances. They're both fresh, both have a different twist on them, and not everything smells like Ultime here. So it's one that I enjoy. Sophisticated, dress it up, dress it down, be good to go. YSL L'Homme Ultime or Lil Homie Ultime. And if you can't find it, you can always go with Toy Boy. Let me be very clear when I say that to you, because I know some of you are like, yo, B, that smells nothing alike. I'm not saying that they do, but if you're looking for a rose fragrance that's designer, that smells good, and you can rock it in the spring, Toy Boy is a great alternative. All right. Now, that takes us down to our final fragrance on today's list, and this one is another one that, again, is just dope, okay? This one is one that works across all age groups in my personal opinion. You know, you can be 16, right? Rock this fragrance. You can be 64 and rock this fragrance in my personal opinion. And I think you'll still be good to go. I think this obviously ties back to your personality, depending on if it's going to be best suited for you and obviously what you think smells good. And this fragrance is from Dior. This one is Dior Homme Eau for men. Now, I believe Dior Homme Eau is discontinued. Don't quote me on that one. I know some of these fragrances on this list today are technically discontinued, but you can find them online easily, so therefore they still made today's list. But this is one of those scents that not everybody loves, but a lot of people do. And I think that you should enjoy this one, or will likely enjoy this one, because, well, it kind of checks every box, right? You want something fresh? Check. You want something sophisticated? Check. You want something that has a clean feel? Check. Okay. You want something that lasts? Check. Okay. Everything, right? You can really have this fragrance as a one and done for the springtime and be right, good to go. That's just how I feel about the scent. I've been talking about that for a long time. Those are 10 fragrances on my list of fragrances that I will be rocking, and hopefully you decide to add some of them within your rotation for this year as well. Let me know what you will be rocking as it comes down to designer fragrances. Obviously, I have my own collection, which is not technically designer, but I will be diving into that as well. Obviously, some of the standouts there for spring are going to be Veuve Matin and Elation. I'll tell you all about those in a different video, but there you have it. Those are 10 fragrances I will be rocking the spring of 2021 when it comes down to designer scents. Obviously, I'll be picking up more fragrances and rocking them too, but they will be getting a lot of play. There you have it. That's all I got for you today. As always, I'm your boy, Big Beard Beat. Hit the like, comment, and subscribe. Tell a friend that we are back again. And you already know what I need you to do. Just hit the goddamn bell.